What's up guys, Joe R, Vintage Pokemon, welcome back. And I want to share with you guys a special video today. 2020 was a crazy year with the pandemic going on and everything else in between, but it was also a really great year for Pokemon, especially Pokemon cards in general. And today I want to share with you the top 10 chase cards that I managed to pick up for my collection in the year 2020, because we managed to score a lot of cards that were on my personal checklist that I wanted to make sure I could grab before these prices went way over the moon. So, without further ado, why don't we check out these top 10 cards that I chased down for the year 2020. So holding the 10 spot in our top 10 list, these are the top 10 chase cards of 2020. We've got a tie between First Edition Neo Discovery Hitmontop and First Edition Neo Discovery Fortress. And these two are tied for an interesting reason. First off, I bought them together at like the exact same time. And second, it shows just how far the prices have come, because I was originally trying to find both of these cards in raw mint condition, and I was having a really hard time going about doing that, even in early 2020. And I managed to find them for only about $26 each, which, looking at how the prices have gone throughout this year, that is an insane price that we managed to get these cards for. So for that reason alone, they hold the 10 spot in our top 10 list for the top chase cards of the year for our collection. So now, going on, we get to our number 9 card. We have another card picked up on early 2020. We've got the 1999 PokeTour Pikachu with that embossed gold in the top right corner there. And it's about as vintage a card as you can possibly get. It's the Chubby Cheeks Pikachu. It's old. It's got that nostalgia to it, and it's in a high grade. We got this from a PWCC auction early on in the year, and I think we got it at the time for only around $100-ish, and that is such a steal. Again, looking at the prices now, and you're going to see that trend where something we picked up early in 2020 as a chase card ends up being worth way more towards the end of it, which is, I just think, goes to show just how strange a year we had. Coming in at number 8 on our list. Number 8, we've got another Neo Discovery Holo. We've got the Neo Discovery Houndoom. This Houndoom card was another one that I was trying to find in raw mint condition, and I was having a lot of trouble doing it, and I finally just said, you know, let me just find this in a high grade, because I started to notice an upward trend to the Neo prices. What's actually interesting is that the Neo cards started to increase in price really before even base set first edition started to rise in price. And so for that reason, I picked up this card early on when I saw the prices starting to go up. Beautiful card, one of the first examples of a dark type Pokemon as a holographic. And you'll see that come back again a little later in this top 10 list. But beautiful card for the number 8 spot on our list. Again, graded a PSA 9 too. Coming in at number 7 on our top 10 list, we have our first edition base set card. We've got a first edition base set Ninetales Holo. And you can see that shadowless border there, and it's graded an 8. And we picked this one up again pretty early on. As a matter of fact, this was part of a much larger purchase, but I was specifically trying to find the Ninetales, which is why I put him on this list, aside from some of the other cards that we picked up that were first edition base set holographics. I was really trying to get the Ninetales because I know Ninetales is a hard card to grade in the base set first edition. And this was a really clean one too. And it's just a beautiful card in general. Probably one of my favorite Pokemon from the first generation. And so this takes the number 10, 9, 8, 7 spot on our list. We're going to move Ninetales over to here and move our Fortress off to the side for just a moment. Coming in at number 6 on our list, we have the Tyranitar. First edition Neo Discovery Tyranitar. One of, again, the first instances of a dark type Pokemon, but this was the pseudo-legendary from the Gen 2 games, and he falls right behind Umbreon and Espeon in the Neo Discovery set for being one of the bigger chase cards that you could possibly go after. One of the more popular ones for sure. Yeah, Yanma and a PSA 10 is worth a lot of money, but Tyranitar is a card that a lot of people can remember from the games. He's a pseudo-legendary, he's powerful, he's kind of like the second generation Dragonite. And so for that reason, he's just an awesome card that I really was looking forward to picking up. And once again, I was starting to get afraid that these cards were going to start to get out of reach for me as chase cards. And so I really put forward the effort to try to pick him up as quickly as I could. And man, did it pay off, because he has really skyrocketed. I think his price has just about tripled from when I purchased him earlier in 2020. So really excited to have the Big Daddy Tyranitar in my collection from the Neo Discovery set. And you can see that was a set that I was really trying hard to go out of my way to finish collecting. So we're going to put him off to the side over there. And let's pull off this Hitmontop. Coming in at number 5 on our list, getting into the top 5 pickups of 2020, top 5 chase cards, we've got the Legendary Collection Charizard. And if this is number 5, then we must have some really good stuff coming up. This card I was looking for a long time, and I wanted it in a graded 9, but we just couldn't make it happen. I was offered the chance to buy this as a 9 earlier in the spring, and unlike a lot of the cards that you guys have seen up to this point, this was a late purchase in 2020. So I really had to pay a top dollar for him. He's actually retraced a little bit since we purchased him for around $3,000. But this is a card that, kind of similar to that Crystal Charizard that sold really high in 2017 and retraced, you know, he's going to go back up in value again. We saw how some cards that retraced a while back ago have now risen back up to those high prices again. And this is a card that's always been tough to grade too. And that firework pattern, definitely one of the more gorgeous reverse holos that you see in the Pokemon TCG. So Legendary Collection PSA 8 Charizard comes in at number 5 on our top 10 list. Let's pull out the Poketour Pikachu. Move you off to the side, my friend. Coming in at number 4 on our list, we have another first edition base set holographic, and it is the Mewtwo holographic. This holographic is absolutely gorgeous. I love it more ways than one, and I think Mewtwo doesn't actually get enough credit for base set first edition. He's right up there, in my opinion, with the big 3 starters, and he just wasn't made powerful enough either. But I digress. This is a card that I was really hunting for originally in 2020 as a graded at an 8. I would have been satisfied with that, and the opportunity arose for me to make this purchase with someone local, and they were offering a super good deal. I've even been messaged by them since then saying, you know, you got a steal of a deal on that card, because they saw how much the prices have really increased for it. Beginning 2020, right around, I think it might have been around March or so, right around when the pandemic was starting to unfold, we picked this card up for only $450. Yeah, PSA 9 first edition. I don't think any PSA 9 first edition holos sell for that low. I think even the non-holos are approaching that price for certain cards. So great pickup. Really, really one of my favorite cards that we managed to score this year in 2020. And I couldn't be happier that we managed to grab him. Let's scroll out the Tyranitar over here off to the side and move on to our number 3 card. Coming in number 3 for the 2020 year, we've got the Fan Club Porygon card, our first Japanese card that makes this top 10 list for this year. This is graded an 8, and I know a lot of people might look at this card, and some of you guys might not even know much about it, but this was a limited release in Japan. You needed to have a certain number of points and submit them to get this card in the mail. And this card costs 700 points, and man, it's a gorgeous card. And something that I think I actually even overlooked at first, the first time I looked at this card, was if you look at the background, you could see that there are actual game machines, like casino machines in the back, and that makes sense because this card is mimicking the original games, because Porygon was only obtainable from the Game Corner. The Rockets Game Corner in Celadon City in the original Red, Blue, and Yellow games. And if you played Fire Red and Leaf Green, you could get him there as well. So really nostalgic. A lot of nostalgia with this card. And it's also a beautiful holographic as well. Graded a PSA 9, the Fan Club Porygon card we picked up. And that was, again, a little bit more on the recent side. Towards the end of summer is when we managed to grade or grab that card. Let's scroll out the first edition Houndoom. Now we're getting to the number 2 spot on our list. We've got another fan club Pokemon card, but this is the Eevee. And I think this one's a little bit more popular than the Porygon. The fan club Porygon Eevee card, limited release, limited artwork. There's just, you can't get more vintage or nostalgic than this card in terms of Japanese limited releases from the year 2000. Beautiful card, and it's got a great swirl too. You could see, you've got pictures of, if you get in close on it, you've got outlines of Vaporeon, Flareon, and Jolteon all on the backwards with that beautiful blue, red, and yellow color. And we managed to grab this card towards the beginning of the summer. The Porygon was towards the end of the summer, but we grabbed this for around $1,600, and this is another card that I think has a lot of value to it, given its limited release, given its popularity, and that's why it's number 2 in this top 10 chase card spot for 2020. So we're going to scroll that over back here. And number 1 on this list for the year 2020, getting its own unique special little stand here. We'll just get them in there like that. We have the granddaddy of them all, the base set first edition Shadowless Charizard. And this card is absolutely stunning. And one of my favorite things about the card is that even though it is graded a PSA 8, it is a flawless, near flawless card, mint condition. And honestly, the only reason it was even graded an 8 is because of its centering. You can see left to right, top to bottom, the centering is pretty bad, but the back and front of this card looks astounding. There is no whitening on the back practically. There's no scratches on the front of the card either. And the big reason why this makes the top 10, aside from the fact that it is, of course, the chase card, the first edition base set Charizard, is just how much the prices have changed between the beginning of the year and now. Originally picked up around February of 2020, this card was purchased for only $3,300, and now the price for it is right around $20,000 to $30,000, depending on the time of day practically. I think it's retraced a little bit. At its high point in 2020, it was selling right around October for $30,000 to $35,000, and it's retraced quite a bit back to $20,000, but a huge pickup. I'm so excited that I was managing to grab this card before it got out of reach for me at the start of the 2020 year. That 9, we might not ever get that, but very happy to have the 8. That makes it so that my first edition set will be 8 or higher for all the cards that I've got in it, grade-wise. And those make up the top 10 chase cards of 2020. So guys, I hope you enjoyed watching these top 10 cards with me today. And make sure you throw a like and a subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I know I enjoyed sharing it with you, and we'll see you all next time for more vintage Pokemon card content action.